Hello and welcome to Race to Prestige number 5, and as I said last time, the commentaries for these did get a little mucked up. Mucked up? Not mixed up, just corrupted basically. And so these aren't live commentaries. I'm really sorry. The next few aren't going to be. But the gameplay, they're all brilliant. The Race to Prestige isn't going to be showing every single one, so it's not the best. But it is going to be showing my best games basically, and this was definitely the best game. No, it's not, but it's the best game so far. So, because it's not live commentary, every single game I'm going to be talking about something to do with the gaming industry that happened this week. And so it's probably pretty obvious what I'm going to be talking about this week, and that's going to be the PS4. So I'm going to start off by saying about the specs of it, then the controller, and the features it's basically bringing to us. And then have a little rant about the event itself, because it wasn't the best thing, and you could tell it was Sony that did it. But, so, we'll start off with the specs. The PlayStation 4 machine will carry 8GB of unified high-speed memory rather than the rumoured 4GB. It will have secondary processors for background downloading as well as dedicated video capture and processing. So, just to elaborate on that, the very first bit, the PlayStation 4 machine will carry 8GB. 8GB of unified memory. That's, I think, twice as much as what we have now. The PS3 and the Xbox 360 both have 4GB at the moment. But the PS4 was rumoured to be staying with the 4GB, which no one would have been happy with. So the unified high-speed memory, so that's dual core. I think it's quad core. I think they've got, not dual core. I'm not sure what it is. It's either dual or quad. Definitely more likely to be quad. But this basically means that we can have so much going on in one game at one time, and the games that they demoed during the event just prove that basically. But I just wanted to put it into perspective with you. You guys are all watching this because obviously you're Call of Duty fans. So imagine with the PS4 and the next Call of Duty, they'd be able to have, because they got twice as much memory, they'd be able to have twice as many people running in a game server than we currently have. At the moment we've got 12. So imagine a game of Team Deathmatch or a game of Hardpoint or a game of Domination or Demolition with 24 people. At the moment Ground War is 18. I mean, it would mean the maps would have to be much bigger than they currently are, but that would be insane. At the moment we don't have the capability for that. The game can just about handle 18 players. But if that's going to be the normal playlists, 24, sorry, then Ground War would be at 32 players. That's massive. 32 players. 16 players on each team. At the moment we have 6 players on each team. That's 10 more players. That would also mean there's a lot less games, and it would probably, if there's the same amount, it would probably mean that it's going to be easier to find games, because there's going to be if there's a lot more people in the game, there's at the same time going to be a lot more people rage quitting the game, I suppose. But at the same time, there's going to be a lot more kill streaks. But then that goes on to be, the console can handle that. The console will be able to handle that amount of memory. It's going to be insane. Yeah, that's if they even decide to do that. Like I said, the maps would have to be a lot bigger. So the next part, the secondary processors for background downloading. This will basically mean you'll be able to download a DLC for the game whilst playing the game, or you'll be able to download a game. If you're one of the people that downloads the games instead of go out and buy the disc, you'll be able to just press the buy button and you'll instantly get it instead of having to wait for it to download. You'll download a tiny little bit to start with, and that will allow you to play the game whilst the rest of it is downloading. And then obviously, like I said, with the DLCs, say the next DLC that comes out for Call of Duty, you'll be able to play this game that I'm playing now on Nuketown while Grind is downloading still, or you might even be able to play Grind whilst Mirage is downloading still, if you know what I mean, with the whole Revolution map pack. Or if you want to play Zombies and then multiplayer, you'll be able to play Zombies whilst the multiplayer is still downloading, if that makes sense to you. So yeah, moving on to the next part, the controller. The controller is a lot different. The new DualShock, it looked aesthetically still not as good as the Xbox controller because of where the joysticks are. The two lower down. The PlayStation is always going to have the joysticks there. I've always called them joysticks. So I'm going to stick with calling them that. But really, the one on the right is fine. Okay, 'cause I don't know why. I suppose the one on the left would be better for left-handed, but I'm right-handed, so the right joystick's always fine, and it's the same on Xbox. But the one on the left, my thumb just hurts, and I suppose, like I said, it's the other way around for left-handed people. It's too much of a stretch, whereas the Xbox one obviously is at the top of the controller. Also, the triggers and bumpers, so like what's it called? R1, R2, L1, L2. So left 1, which is the trigger, and left 2, which is the bumper. It might be the other way around. I don't know. I have an Xbox, and I'm gonna say with Xbox, by the way, I'm gonna get the new Xbox when it comes out, and not the PlayStation 4. But they're the tiny things. The main part of it is the share button, and they put so much emphasis on telling us about this button. They spent so much time during the event in telling us about this. You could tell they were just as excited as we're all going to be when we finally get the console, just by showing us this. So the share button is going to allow us to broadcast our game progress to our friends, and/or I'm hoping it's as in at the same time. Unless it's or, in which case we're either going to be able to only show our friends on their consoles, or we're only going to be able to show them on social media sites. By social media sites, I don't just mean Facebook and Twitter. It's more like not going to be Twitter because that doesn't have video functionality. I'm not sure at the moment. But Facebook and YouTube definitely, and then Ustream, and then Twitch, I suppose, as well, and Justin TV, I think the other one's called. So that's going to make it much easier. They didn't say, there was rumoured that, it was always rumoured there's going to be a video capture PVR, DVR built into the console, but it was also rumoured that it was only going to be up to 15 minutes of gameplay. They didn't say anything about that, so I'm guessing that there won't be, basically. I'm about to go on this brilliant rampage with the Lodestar. Look, ready, straight away, boom, 6-man. So, as well as obviously the Ustream and YouTube and other social media site integration, increased PSN service for bringing games and friends closer together. So basically, if you're stuck on a level, you'll be able to literally give your friend the controller and let them finish the game for you. It's going to be great. And they'll also be able to see your screen. I've got a quote here, I'm just going to read out. Quite an odd one this, but PS4 will allow friends on your buddy list to spectate and post comments to your screen, and if you're feeling particularly lazy, you can allow friends to take control of your game and finish a level, or complete a particularly tough section for you. But, apart from Dark Souls, aren't games too easy anyway? So yeah, I see what this guy's saying. There isn't normally a level unless you're about 4 that you need to get stuck on. Just face it. So yeah, we haven't really got time in this game to talk about the new games, because there is a lot to talk about the new games. All of them showed just how much could be going on at the same time, thanks to the PS4. All of them put emphasis on how the PS4 was going to be able to cope with the new games that's going to be coming out onto it, and just what games and what developers are going to be bringing to the console. So obviously, the developers, they were saying, were the people that basically put most of the effort into making this console. Sony approached the developers and said, right, we're making a new console, what do you want to see in it? What's going to make it much easier for you? And one of the things was the XROS menu bar, the XMB, the operating system, the original one, is going to be ditched. Developers found that so hard to make the games on, that's why games don't run as well on PlayStation. So they're going to ditch that for a quote more adaptive operating system. On a last note, just quickly, I know this game's about to finish, but I just wanted to say, The event did not show any pictures of the console. The only pictures it showed were of the games and of the controller itself. We didn't see the console, we didn't see a release date, and we did not see a price. In terms of release date, we got basically something saying coming holidays 2013. So we know it's coming out this year. And yeah, I know the gameplay's finished, but that could mean Easter. Unlikely. That could mean summer, or that could mean Christmas. We don't know. We'll find out pretty sure either at E3 or suddenly they go, right, PS4's out. There you go, but that's unlikely. So yeah, Microsoft, your turn. What you gonna bring to us? Come on.